Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back. I want to say thank you for everyone that's tuned in so far and leaving like and subscribing on this channel. We're on road to 100 subs, people. Look, as you can see at the bottom, road to 100 subs. Help me get there. Try to build a channel to let it grow. I want to say a big thank you for anyone that's obviously tuned in and makes comments. There's a lot of people in the Liverpool community and not in the Liverpool community that are supporting the channel at the moment. So I want to say a big thank you for you guys. But right now, as we're going to talk about, as you can see in the title, transfer news. Look at that, boom, transfer news update that has been changed. And we're going to talk about some Liverpool striker options that has finally been fully confirmed. Now, as you guys can see here by Anfield Sector, and the news is from this gentleman here, Florian Plattenberg. Hopefully I say his name correctly, don't kill me in the comments. But it says here, new Liverpool are currently focusing on 3 concrete options in their search for a new number 9. Hugo Ekitke, Alexander Isak, and Victor Oshimen. Liverpool have conducted thorough checks and gathered information on all of them. Now, I'm going to give you my opinions and my order, but I'm going to ask you guys in the comments below and watching it back. Let me know what order would you like the striker to come into. Now, I'm going to let you know mine. So my number 1 striker would be Alexander Isak, then following up to Oshimen, and then following up after that to Hugo Ekitke. The reason why I would like Alexander Isak is because for me, I feel like Alexander Isak's all-round number 9 game as a striker works best for Liverpool, and I can see it fitting into Arnold Slott's plans very well. So he's a link-up play man, and he's a bagsman, and also he can hold the ball up as well when needed to get the other attackers into play. So with Isak, he ticks all the boxes to what I think Slot would like as the number 9. That's why the news on Isak is actually being highly touted and being heating up to some crazy amount of figures, which come up to 120 to 150 million. 200 million would be probably a bit too much, but who am I to say what Liverpool will pay for a striker? Because to be honest, if Liverpool pay whatever money to get him in, I wouldn't care, because we got one of the best number 9s in the Premier League right now. So my second option, Oshimen. Now, I know, shout out to Uncle Rods. I know he doesn't think Oshimen's too much of a great player because he doesn't, by his opinion, but I think Oshimen for me is in a similar mold to Isak, but the attributes are not as good as Isak's. For example, I think Isak's probably better on the ball as a striker, and I think his all-round nous as a striker, like intelligence in around the box, and when he's getting in onside positions to go through the lines, I think that's where Isak becomes a better striker than Oshimen. But if the Isak deal doesn't work out, I do think Oshimen is good enough to play the number 9 role for Liverpool, and he will get goals, because Darwin Núñez is nowhere near the level of these 3 from what I'm looking at and I've seen their stats at the moment. But Oshimen, for me, he's definitely got good traits. He's very fast. Okay, he's very good in the air, and is very strong as well. And his technical ability is very good as well. So it's anything better than Núñez as well. It's great. But I've seen Oshimen in games, and when I see him play, he's very composed on the ball and doesn't make rash decisions. So a striker like that at Liverpool is someone who I'll definitely take on there. I might do a breakdown of all 3 in another video one day. Let me know if you guys want to see that. But yeah, that's why Oshimen will be my second choice, and Hugo Ekitke will be my third choice, because essentially I think Isak and Oshimen are far ahead of in their development as a striker, and I think they'd fit the team, come in and do much better, especially Isak, because he's already Premier League proven. We've seen him play in Premier League for years. Oshimen might need some time to develop, but again, his development as a world striker in this moment, actually a star as well, at Galatasaray and at Napoli winning the league there. So you can't go wrong with that there, because he knows how to handle be under pressure. But with Hugo Ekitke, I think you would have to give him a season to like kind of bed through. And I don't really think Liverpool are in a position at this moment in time to be giving players a 1 year to come in and see if they're good or not. I know it's highly touted at Ekitke, and they have all probably in the backroom stuff, but with stats and stuff like that. But for me, Hugo Ekitke is probably the third person on the list. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Share your thoughts, because it'll be an interesting topic to talk about. Which ones out of the 3, and rank your order on how you guys would like Liverpool striker to come in. For me, it will be Isak, then it'll be Oshimen, then it'll be Hugo Ekitke. Let me know, man. I want to do a deep dive on this because this will be an interesting topic to talk about. But yes, this news has been heating up, and I know the Isak one had been coming through a lot recently, the last week or so. So it looks like Isak is the number one choice, and it will be my number one choice as a Liverpool fan. So man, I'm looking forward to it, man. We could get a bomber next week. Shout out to 30 Reacts. We could get a little bomber next week, man. So let's go, man. Let's go. Next one we have is Luis Diaz. Now we've got some news from, it says Bayern have added Luis Diaz to their shortlist. They have gathered all information, but there have not yet been any talks with Liverpool. Diaz could leave if a suitable offer arrives. Now, Luis Diaz has been in the news a lot right now for Liverpool. I'm someone that just doesn't want, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I doesn't want to sell Luis Diaz. I think he has a lot to offer for the club. But I do know if Liverpool were to sell Luis Diaz, it would be for a massive fee in the region of 70 to 80 million pounds. So that's a big money for Liverpool to go and invest into someone. For example, I think someone high on their list would be someone like an Anthony Gordon, maybe a Rafael who's available at this moment in time as well. So those are the kind of wingers I'd want to come in if we lose someone like a Luis Diaz. For me, I do like one player from plays in France, plays for PSG, and that is Barcola. I'm not really a fan of the Rodrigo. I think he's good, but I think like people like Barcola, if you give them the time to come in, they will bed in well and they will flourish. I can just see Barcola. I like wingers that have good dribbling skills and that are full on direct. I only want direct wingers at the club, and Liao, Gordon, and Barcola fit that mix. I want no nonsense wingers. When they get the ball, their first thing in their mind is I'm taking on my man, pause, trying to get him and go past the defense and whipping it across or end up getting the goal. So yeah, man, those are the wingers I like. Diaz, when he dribbles, he does try his best, but I've noticed through the years sometimes he slows down and tries to cut back too much. And I prefer to get a winger in that doesn't do that as much. He always tries to cut back and then go through the middle. And I'm not sure why he does that a lot, because maybe he struggles to beat his man down the side sometimes. But I prefer a winger to be strictly direct. Even if he doesn't go past him the first time, second, always keep on trying, because that person will make the defender tired and then eventually get his way and make a few chances. Let me know what kind of winger you guys would like to come in at left wing if we sell Diaz, and how much would you sell Diaz for? Because if we need to sell Diaz and buy winger, we do need replacements for backups. So that is going to be an interesting one. So this year for transfers with Liverpool is a very, very, very crazy one, and I can't wait to see how this plays in. So I think at the moment we're going to have to sell players like Núñez, and obviously, unfortunately, Elliott looks like he might be on a move with Newcastle interested in him. So we have to wait and see what happens there. But yeah, once all the players go out on sales, we'll be able to generate and see where Liverpool will be moving forward. But yeah, man, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, if you're liking this content, and you're going to see me do some stuff more. But let's continue on to this. Now, I just saw this 2 hours ago, depending on what time I upload this video. There has been news on Darwin Núñez, and let's see here. It says if Liverpool don't lower their demands for Darwin Núñez in the very short term, Napoli will move on. Darwin's priority is to continue in Europe. Conte wants a striker for the start of the preseason. Big days ahead for the outcome with this one. Now, I am fully comfortable with Liverpool having their stance on the Núñez money, because a lot of clubs do that to us when we're trying to buy players. So we need to be more firm in the transfer market and say, no, this is our price. If you think Darwin Núñez is good and you feel like he's a striker that can fit your team, sort out a package where you can do money up front with add-ons, how you want to do it. You can say if Napoli win the league, maybe 5 million for that. If they make Champions League, and a couple mil for that. So I know Liverpool, the team there, will do great things about this, but we should not be lowballed for anything, because there are teams out there that are still, for some reason, interested in Darwin Núñez. So Liverpool wouldn't struggle to sell him at this point in time, because I know he wants to stay in Europe. There are still the Saudi links. But at the end of the day, if they don't come in for him, Núñez knows he's not at the club anymore. So, and also I think he deleted all his Liverpool posts and stuff like that. So he's really started disrespecting Liverpool Football Club in that way, because he can't take criticism well. When you're in the sport of football, sometimes they're going to get criticized. Obviously, constructive criticism is the best way. Hopefully, I get that word out. Obviously, if you're just slandering him and saying some crazy stuff, which we don't tolerate. But yeah, man, I wish nothing but the best for Darwin Núñez in his future, and hope he does well everywhere else. But just for us Liverpool fans, we need to get a better striker in, and that's why we are tired with three strikers who I think is currently better than him, with Isak, Oshimen, and Hugo Ekitke. But yeah, this one, let me know how much you think he's going for. I did hear that Napoli bidded 37 million. That is very low for Darwin Núñez's price tag. If we think we're going to sell someone like Harvey Elliott for 40 million, Darwin Núñez is going to come in for and probably start for them. So I would say in the region of I would prefer something like 50 million minimum, because he's a striker and strikers are hard to come by at this moment in time. But you guys let me know in the comments what you think about this deal. How much do you think Liverpool should sell Darwin Núñez for? All right, so just seeing this as well, scrolling past, we have the young midfield maestro. Trey Neone has signed a new long-term contract with Liverpool FC. Now, this is a player who I know a lot of Liverpool fans will be excited about. As you can see there, he's starting to grow into a mature young man. So hopefully we can see him on the football pitch a bit more this year, because obviously he needs to grow into his body. Because when we first saw him come to the football pitch, when he made his debut and started playing games, he did look someone that was probably still in secondary school, which he probably was at the time. But he was very, very small. And when he gets his man body, you will definitely see some good things to come. He has got all the tricks and skills at the moment. I have seen him in some of the youth under 20, 21 games or under 16, 18, whatever league he's playing in. I've seen some games there and highlights. He does look good at that level. So the next step for him will just be trying to get not a first team, like a team appearance, but more of being in around the squad, and then maybe getting some cup games and FA Cup games just to get that under his belt. But then playing with the players that's coming now, so people like Wirtz as well. Maybe he can learn off them and better his game, because this is what Liverpool should be doing for a long time. Maybe have our senior players in each position, maybe get a friendship. So Trey Neone, now Wirtz is coming. Learn a few things from Wirtz and so on and stuff like that. Let me know what you guys think about it. But this is a good signing for Liverpool. Signed a new contract, a highly touted youngster that is amazing for Liverpool's future. Let's see what else is here. We also have let's some new news here. It was done by Paul Joyce. It says new Braga are ready to step up interest in Tyler Morton. Ajax, West Ham, and Club Brugge have also been following the 22-year-old who is eager for first-team football. Now, this is a tricky one, because I know that Tyler Morton, Elliott, and Kwanzaa all had a good game, good Euros at under 21s championship. So it kind of puts things in perspective that Liverpool have good young talent coming through at the club. We all also know that Kwanzaa's on the way out to Bayer Leverkusen. So, we also found out what the buyback clause was, which is quite high after, because someone said, I've read it also on there, that has been tied up to 70 million, depending on how well he does at Bayer Leverkusen. But we also have Elliott, who done well. He got player of the tournament as well, and he's looking like he's on the way out. And we have another player in Tyler Morton. Now, I think Tyler Morton, in his development, I reckon he can come in and play maybe like an Endo role, because I know Endo come out and said he doesn't want to leave Liverpool, but I don't mind giving some minutes to Tyler Morton. I would like to see him stay with the preseason before he moves out first, to see if he can get into Slot's plans this season. But ultimately, selling Kwanzaa, Elliott, and Morton will bring a lot of money in the club, and if we can get much better quality, I don't see why not. We can't do that at Liverpool. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, man, of this deal. Are we going to sell Elliott and Morton? My opinion on Elliott is I would like to keep Elliott at the club for a squad player, because I don't think you can get a better squad player than Elliott, because he's very, very good at what he does. And the key word is squad player, guys. I know people want to sell him for 40 million. It's just to see who would get down as cover and who is going to come in and not play as much games, because Elliott wants to go off and play first team football, which rightly he should, because he's got all the talent to do so. I'm talking from a selfish standpoint. I think Elliott is a baller that way. Same with Morton. Haven't seen him as much as Elliott, but when he's seen him play, we've seen him do some good things at the club as well. So yeah, man, I want to see him in the keep saying I need to stop saying guys, but I want to see Morton at the training facilities at pre-season as well to see how he can fit in and just to kind of gauge where he's at in his progress as a development in the player. But yeah, you guys let me know what you want to see with Morton. Would you like to see him stay at the club, or do you want to see him sold? That's going to be a one to watch. Right, the big one that we have news here is that Mark Guehi. So we're going to talk about updates with him. Liverpool have made progress with this. Still a little of work needed, but should be straightforward if it all goes to plan. Crystal Palace won't be an easy negotiation, and Liverpool want to sign Mark on their terms. Okay, says the player would jump at the chance to sign for Liverpool, finally receives guarantees over game time. With the World Cup approaching, he needs to make sure he's in the squad for 2026. Now, I do agree with that. Mark Guehi does need to make sure he gets guaranteed game times, but he will do at Liverpool because we play a lot of positions. So, say, God forbid, there was an injury with one of the centre backs, him coming in would obviously provide perfect backup because he's a quality player, Premier League proven, and he's shown he can do it in the Premier League against all the best teams. And also, previously won the FA Cup, so can't go wrong with there with Mark Guehi. This is a very exciting time for Liverpool because we are selling players like Kwanzaa and getting good quality in the team now. For me, Guehi is a defender that is good technically as well. What I like about Mark Guehi especially is that when he gets the ball from the defense, he is one of those centre backs that has the technical skill to dribble out from the defense, even up way through the halfway line, and pass the ball to the midfielder, or even pass it outside on the winger as well. So he has a lot of tricks up his sleeves, and he is a good passer of the ball. Not a great passer like level of Van Dijk, but I definitely think he's a better passer than Konate, if you ask my opinion. You guys can let me know in the comments below. That's what I think about Mark Guehi. Let this happen, and this will be a good transfer market for us. So I just can't wait for this to be more concrete and enter in the final stages and see this guy Mark Guehi holding up a Liverpool t-shirt. Man, let me know what you guys think about this signing. Is it one of the best signings so far, low key? Because he is a good centre back. I think he's only 24 years old, and hopefully we sign him on a 5-year deal, and we can kind of get the best years of Mark Guehi and maybe even more going into his 30s. So that will be great. Before I end this video, guys, let me go back to the normal home screen here and then take this off. I want to say a big thank you for everyone that's tuned in. Like the video, just try to get over 10 likes in this, maybe even more, which would be good. We'll keep to 10 like goal, and then sub to the channel. We're doing road to 100 subscribers. That will be great for us to hit that landmark. And I'll try to do some live streams at some point this week because I finished work late. So I'll try and speak to the other guys, see if they're available as well. But yeah, man, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in a video.